Hello everyone, and welcome back to another episode of the Guild Wars 1 Let's Play. We are here in the Leviathan Pits right now. I want to apologize for there not being a video on Friday, but I might start taking Fridays off from posting because I am starting another new series. I have always wanted to try to do some longer form edited content, but I wasn't necessarily exactly sure what I kind of wanted to do. And I think I found something. I think we might be doing some some challenge runs of games, mainly Bethesda games for fun. I don't know, I've been enjoying some of that content on YouTube over the past 6 to 10 months, and I thought it'd be fun to do it myself. There aren't necessarily a ton of people who do it, but it is relatively popular for its viewership. It's not really going to affect the Guild Wars Let's Play or anything outside of me taking Fridays off to record. I think I'm probably about halfway through the recording now. I've got like 6 or 7 hours of footage at this point, and then I'm going to edit it down. I have no idea how long it's going to take. My goal is to probably have one of those done every 2 weeks or so. But that's the goal for now. Maybe once I streamline the process, it'll be quicker. Who knows? But if you have any interest in that, look forward to it. That'll be out, God knows when, 2 or 3 weeks probably at this point. The first one's probably going to take quite a while for me to script out and everything. I'll probably finish recording the footage for that later tonight or something. But we're here for the Guild Wars Let's Play, so let's do that. But if you have any interest in that, look out for that. That'll be up coming up in the future. Where is... I'm trying to find the main quest at this point. Oh, here it is. This is an unprecedented action. Lexans and Kurziks fighting side by side, allied with the Empire against the evil so great it has erased all boundaries between us. You must travel to the depths of the unwaking waters, and at the heart of the great whirlpool find the Harvest Temple. Kun Jun, which has been imprisoned in these jade for 200 years. There you will obtain power that will help us send Shiro back to the underworld. Let's do it. So yeah, that's our goal. We're gonna be going to the Harvest Temple and sending Shiro back to whence he came, or getting power. I don't think we read the description of this outpost, so let's read that. The relatively small but well-protected jade mine is deep within Lux and Terry is dominated by a structure built from a mammoth tortoise shell. Some of the most valuable and exquisitely preserved examples of jade fossils, which we see around the outpost, have been discovered here, and many more can be found within Master Toga's personal collection at the Xingjie Library. That's interesting. So that implies that, well, it doesn't imply, but it says that Master Toga has a lot of these cool jade pieces himself. That's pretty interesting. But this outpost is actually one of the most important outposts in the game, and it's for a silly reason that you might not know, or you probably do know, but don't necessarily understand the gravitas of said situation. But this has a weapons vendor here, and this weapons vendor sells caster weapons that are the best mods available for caster weapons. These 20% half cast, 20% half recharge. If you have 2 of them, you know, wand and focus, it's 40-40. So 40% half cast, 40% chance to half recharge. This is like the best caster weapons in the game for most builds. And especially at the time that this came out, when mods for weapons would have been very hard to do, these would have been like a literal godsend. They still are. Plenty of people use them for their heroes and stuff like that. I use them for a lot of my different heroes, but if you were actually playing this game back when it came out, I can't tell you how valuable these weapons would have been to you. Like, focuses back in this day, I don't think were moddable at all. They're like shields where you can't change the mods on them, so getting a focus to drop that has the correct 2020 mods on them, let alone them being perfect, was extremely rare and borderline impossible. Even to this day, a perfect 2020 old school, even with a crappy skin, is still worth quite a bit of money. Not a ton, obviously, if it's a crappy skin that's easy to farm, but like, we're still talking magnitudes more than it would cost to make it from this vendor here. And that cost has only gone down due to the fact that we have access to mods now, and we can just mod up better looking weapons. But back in the day, this would have been a godsend to players. Like, this is the nuts right here. And it's something I never really appreciated until I thought about it and looked at it earlier today, and I was like, oh my god. Or not earlier today, like a little while ago. Because I've always thought about it in terms of like, oh, in terms of me, you know, in terms of me using them over the years. I'm like, oh yeah, they're good for heroes, but I remembered, oh yeah, if you were a player from way back in the day, this would have been like your only way to really get perfect modded caster weapons reasonably. Like, it would have been insanely valuable. We're going to be going on a little run. I'm going to show off, I'm not going to lie, today's episode's probably might be a little short because we're really only running to the outpost and going to do the mission. The mission's kind of short. So instead, I want to show off a cool thing that's down here. We've already seen this from the other episode, but there are some cool stuff farther down. So we're going to be going into Rhea's crater. Rhea's crater over there. But yeah, we can see more of these jade things. There's like a good side view of like a wave frozen in the jade. I love this place. This place is so cool. It hits the nostalgia. There's some fishies. Did I go the wrong way? No, I didn't. Okay. There's some lanterns, some bits down there. What's over here? I think it's... Is it over here? We're going to be going into that other zone really soon, but I think there might be something cool down this way. It's like some lanterns and stuff over here. You see more of the mine. No, it's not. This is just another way in. Okay. What I'm thinking about is down here in the crater. Yeah, I hope you're having a nice, I believe it's Sunday when I'm recording this. A nice Sunday, or if you're in the EU, it's probably already Monday for you by the time this actually gets posted. Yeah, I hope you're having a nice day. Hope everything's going well. There's some big starfish. See those? Some big looking starfish. There's a small outpost down here that I want to find as well. But this... you see that over there? It's one of the things I wanted to show off. Look at that. That is a big boy stuck in the jade. There's another one over there. This map does a really good job of showing off there's some fishies too. I think I have the wrong headpiece for the build. But no, channel. Yeah, look at that. I love these things stuck in the jade. I probably already said it multiple times in this video, but I'm going to say it again because it's just so cool. I love the effect you get as you get further in the mine as well, how it kind of like gets darker and stuff like that. I think that's a really cool effect. Here are more of the outcasts, which are basically miners that went mad, which is why I was a little confused that they were in that quest earlier when we got the turtle eggs. I know it was to kind of show them off and like show that they exist, but it's always, that's kind of weird because I always thought the idea with the miners that they'd gone completely mad. This outpost actually shows off a lot more of the mine itself. Like you can see a lot more of the mine jade down here. Looking for an outpost down here. There's some actual water too, I think. Yeah, there's actual water down here. These outcasts have a relatively famous shield within the community that's always been a pretty expensive and sought-after item. But trying to get one with the right mods again is pretty rough. I think it's over there where those guys are, so we'll keep going around. These big walls of jade. There's another area like this that's really cool that we'll see later at the end of factions whenever I do a run through of it. It's one of the end game areas. It's really cool looking. Is it really well designed? I don't know. I've always was more of a fissure of woe, and I was always more of an underworld and a domain of anguish kind of guy than the factions endgame areas. The factions endgame areas still have their charm to them. Yeah, here's some Luxons, and here's Orios Mines. This is one of those outposts that's really far out of the way. Not a lot of people probably know exists, so let's get us a nice little look at it. Oh, it's a challenge mission. I totally forgot about this, so yeah. Challenge missions were something in the, or another way to get faction if you didn't want to compete in the PvP modes. So yeah, here's like the mine here. Pretty cool. If you didn't want to compete in the PvP missions, this is another way to get faction. It was to do these. Kind of an underused system, if I'm to be completely honest with you, because there weren't really good rewards. They kind of fixed this in Nightfall by giving them much better rewards. But in factions, the rewards for these were quite meh. It was just kind of gold in some faction. Let's read the description. Relics of a mysterious race, possibly an offshoot of Deldrimor drawers, have been uncovered in this productive jade mine. Though it's not as large or strategically vital as the enormous jade quarry, the Orius mines are of great importance to historians and scholars. Oh. So there's like a ancient offshoot of the dwarfs that have relics here. That's pretty cool. I never realized that. There's a lot of little lore in this game that's kind of easy to miss. That's, you know, cool. So that means that there were dwarfs here in Cantha as well at some point. Let's see if we can see any of those artifacts from here, or if there are any of them that we can see. Doesn't really look like it. I was kind of hoping for some structure that looked out of place, but it doesn't look like it. Actually, wait a minute. Are those like... Those are like different variations of the dwarven huts from Prophecies. I don't know if you remember them. They had like the green sightings. I'm like 90% sure that's what those are back there. Those are like different ones. I love like the Luxon like little like spice merchants. I don't know, with their carts and tables. I don't know, something about these tables just feels cool and different. Also the body painting and the stuff on a lot of the Luxons is pretty cool. Let's keep on going. This wasn't actually the thing I wanted to show you guys down here, but the happy little accident. But yeah, like there's a whole spider god that you can miss if you didn't like read a random page of the wiki, some random text, and look in one random place in like a an outpost somewhere, or not an outpost. It's an explorable area, but yeah, there is an old spider god before like the human gods. There's a arachnid god as well that eventually disappeared. There isn't a lot known about her, but we know it does exist, and it is mentioned in game. We do get to see some of like its lair in game at one point in the next campaign. I'll talk about it. Here's some new enemies, and one of my favorite enemies, the Sky Spray Dragons. They look really cool. They're like serpenty dragons. I love them. I think they're awesome. They're one of my favorite enemies in the game. There's actually a tonic that lets you turn into one. I wish I actually had one, but I kind of got rid of. I used to have one, but I think I got rid of mine a long time ago because, yeah, that tonic used to actually cause your skills to like go slightly slower. So, and for end game runs and stuff, you could actually die by using that tonic. It was a super like niche thing that barely ever came up, but it's kind of one of those things that once it happened once to you, you kind of started to believing all the people that are like, oh yeah, because the animation's more complex, it actually makes you cast slightly slower. Like, after you get rupted one time, you think you shouldn't have got rupted. You're like, it's true. I'm not using this thing anymore. I'm trying to find this thing. I know it's around here somewhere. Let's let the spirits deal with that last outcast. Or the team can. I've been surprisingly happy with Zenmai, despite my original reservations about assassin heroes. She's been working out surprisingly well. I think it's down this way. Forgive me if I'm going the wrong way. But there's a really cool part that goes like deep into the jade that I want to show off. I like how I said this might be a short episode, and I think now it's probably gonna be about a normal length episode because I'm doing this, which is good. I didn't want to make like a freaking. I'll be honest with you. The main quest that we were gonna do in this episode takes about, I don't know, 4 or 5 minutes. So I'm glad we're gonna get a little bit of a distraction and go do something else for a bit, as we are relatively nearing the end of factions, to be completely honest with you. There's still a bit left, but not as much as you'd think. Factions is kind of like mainly padded out by its like side objectives and the amount of time you spend with the Kurzik and Luxons. Even though like this series will be a bit longer than the Prophecies one, that's in part due to me just kind of taking everything at a little bit slower pace, but also due to like the padding of doing both the Luxon and the Kurzik side, whereas normally you would only do one as a player. There's some afflicted down here. But yeah, now we're getting deep into the jade. I think the problem is my spirits are attacking that dude up there that they don't have eyes on. this thing. That's a healer. Ah, here it is. Focus of Hanaku. This is what I was trying to find. There's a little weird little octopusy guy. I apologize for the little bit of anticlimacticness of this, but this is what I wanted to show you here. These steps here, but it's because there's normally an effect whenever you go to down them. Normally it turns your screen all blue and it makes the zone look different. That's weird that's not doing that. I don't know if it's because I approached it from the wrong direction. I might reload the zone and see what happens. But yeah, normally whenever you go down there, it turns your screen all blue, and it's kind of like a, I don't know, a preview to what the deep looks like, which is the name of the endgame zone. Are you telling me I could have... Oh no, this is a different outpost, okay. Seafarer's Rest. What's a quiet destination for the Luxon elite? Seafarer's Rest now serves as a mere resting stop for weary travelers meandering across the Jade Sea. The wealthy sat perched atop towering rock structures with every need attended to by staff-attended servers. Those who currently inhabit this outpost subsist on funds from old jobs and mercenary work, though some say Seafarer's Rest will one day return to its normal stature. Interesting, interesting. So yeah, this is another outpost I'm going to show off. Yeah, I definitely would have showed this off. I didn't accidentally run into this and totally free, and this one exists. That's the thing about factions. There's a lot of like random outposts that you even forget exists because it's like they're so small and there's so many of them. But anyway, let's go back to Leviathan Pits. That was our little exploration deeper into the mines to see some random stuff. I hope you enjoyed. I apologize for the anticlimacticness of that last one. I don't know why we didn't see the weird special effect. I think it's because we approached it from that downward direction. I think this is weird enough. I think you actually have to go from the other direction. You must hurry. Menlo is likely away us at the Great Whirlpool already. I think we might not actually do the mission today. This actually works out because originally I didn't want to do the mission until we had done the other side as well. But I thought we were going to have to do it to make the episode long enough. But now it looks like I'll just be able to do what I wanted to do originally. Okay, here in the rot willows. This is one of my favorite. Look at the turtle moving. Look at the turtle. Anyway, this is one of my favorite explorable outposts in the Jade Sea, just because it's got like, I think it's got the best scenery. So we have to get down to this temple. I'm trying to remember the best way to do so. It has been a little bit since I've done this, but I believe this is the route I normally take. Sometimes I'll go up and over this that nice bridge there, but today we're going across the Jade. Interestingly enough, unlike the previous campaign, there isn't really that much post-game in factions, like how we had stuff like Sorrow's Furnace. There's really only the elite areas. Maybe we'll go back through and do all the challenge missions, actually, because I never showed any of them off, and there's like 6 of them, I believe, so maybe we'll do an episode on each of those. That could be fun. I've never done a lot of them, so it would be a fun experience for me, too. So yeah, maybe that's what we'll do after we finish factions, besides just doing the 2 elite zones, which I'm going to have to figure out how on earth I'm going to do them. So I don't know, I might go with the elite zones, which again, I apologize for the Fissure of Woe video not being out yet. That's another one I actually have to finish recording, now that I'm thinking about it now. But, and I haven't even started the Underworld one. The Underworld one is actually quite an undertaking. But I kind of want to show off how you do them, like how we ran them as players back in the day. So that means I have to piece together some teams of friends and people who still have the game, and put some runs together. So that's probably what I'll do. For some of the stuff, it's not that bad. Like for the Deep and the Urgaz, I'm pretty sure it won't be that bad. In fact, I can probably just go find any random people who still play this game and be alright. The Underworld is quite an undertaking, and the Domain of Anguish will be a little bit annoying once I get there, especially because we're going to be going a little bit slower than normally, so kind of, again, I want to bring friends and people who kind of understand that, and not just waste a whole bunch of people's time who thought we were going to do a normal run. Again, these are my favorite models of enemies, or one of my favorite models. These Stealth Spray Dragons are so awesome. Talk to... Actually, we have to wait for Tedward to get here, and then we can talk to him. The Unawakened Waters. Imagine an amazing sight this is the moments before it was frozen jade. The violent churnings to such power, it must have been astonishing. It's a rare day when the Luxons and Kurziks set aside their differences for the Traman good, truly. It's a feat only capable of Master Togo and Menlor capable. What about me, you jackass? Just like old times, those who's are unstoppable. Well, not me when you're ready, and I shall let you through. Shiro's influence is strong in this place. I expect you will face... excuse me. Kujun Temple is locked deep within the Jade Whirlpool. I do not know what awaits us between here and there, but a fair journey will not be easy. Shiro's influence is strong in this place. I expect we will face tremendous resistance in our attempt to reach the temple. Master Togo has been far too long since we have been this deep into Luxon territory. Welcome. Alright. Let's go on in. The Harvest Ceremony. Oh, this is back in the day before it was turned to jade.
Has the temple been secured?
Yes, my Emperor. There is no one inside. Your safety is assured.
You will allow my retinue and my bodyguard to pass. They're coming with me.
But no one except you is allowed inside the temple.
Really,
Those were your own orders.
There's been a change of plans. You will let them through.
Shiro, you're the only one armed. Why are you sketched out about this?
As you wish.
Yeah, this is more or less a representation of the faction cinematic that they put out before, which actually looks extremely good still to this day. I was watching it recently. I highly recommend looking it up and watching it if you haven't recently. It's very cool.
Beware the harvest ceremony. Beware the harvest ceremony. The Emperor. He is going to kill you.
There's been a change of plans.
Dun, dun, dun. I love how that roof clips through the floor there.
No one except you is allowed
There's
inside
been
the
a
temple.
change of plans.
But No one except
There's
you is
been
allowed
much in
inside the temple.
The Emperor. Ah, he is going to kill you. Beware the harvest ceremony. You must make the choice. Him or you.
Oh no, Shiro. I wonder what choice he made. It's an interesting representation of the out of game cinematic. The out of game cinematic is pretty cool. Again, I highly recommend watching it if you have not. Truly is the combined strength of those here with you that make this possible. Yeah, see, this guy gives us some credit, not that asshole gate card. This guy, we helped. Perhaps the warring between our two peoples will continue once this is all said and done. Oh my god, but at least this moment we can unite in the cause of this just hurry to Menlo and the Kurziks. You people can't leave it alone for 5 minutes. They're like, nah, as soon as Shiro's done, we back to hating each other. It's like, come on, guys. Friends. Be friends. But anyway, that's going to be the end of today's episode. It was a little bit of a weird one, but I want to thank you for coming out. I hope you have a great day. I will see you in the next one.